Welcome to the Grappling Grappling Rewind Podcast.
Welcome to this week on the Grappling Rewind Podcast. On this week's show, we are going to preview UFC BJJ, Mikey Musumeci versus Shay Montague. This is, as always on the show, I'm your host, Maine. It's my co-host,
Miranda.
Ooh, kind of bobble the intro there.
It's not
It's not. We just did this, and then in the intro, I immediately...
It's Montague.
Montague.
Like Romeo and Juliet Montague.
Yeah, Montague. We literally had a section before on the pre-show about like getting his name right, and then we started the intro and immediately bobbled it. So,
we try.
Pretty quiet week. We also have ADCC trials that was happening, but we have a big, big
They're
pro
in
event.
Serbia.
That's crazy.
I know. I looked at it and I was like,
Your second European trials?
they're in Serbia.
Okay.
I was like, I want to go to Serbia.
We could go. One of the few countries not in the European Union. So yeah, we're not going to preview that this week because we have a big pro event, so we're going to preview the UFC. Next week, we'll probably recap the UFC BJJ 5 and trials, or depending on what's going on, we might bump trials to the following week. Just, again, February's gotten a little slow. The events have been
few and
slow.
far between.
Yeah. Again, it's always December to January, man.
Yeah.
Is always like a weird collection of event scheduling.
We have a couple things coming up. We have like a Grapple Fest, I think, and we have a Crown. We have like an absolute.
Oh yeah, the
Crown
Crown's coming up too as well. There's some interesting names in the Crown this year. So let's kick it right off. Not a whole lot of other news. We'll get into other news in the middle of the show because interesting cornering will occur. Main event is Mikey Musumeci versus Shay. Give me his last name again. Montague. This is actually a really fun matchup for a couple of reasons because Mikey gets a lot of shit. I think personally undeservedly about like his level of opponents, the guys he's gone against. It was like, oh, he's like one of the best guys in the world. It's like, yeah, man, you look at the guys Mikey's beat. He's kind of beat most of them in one way or the other in the last couple of years. He's rematched everyone he's lost to for the most part recently.
Yeah.
The Harrison Gabriel match was a little bit weird, but we kind of looked more into Harrison on that match. Like, it's not the worst matchup. Shay is the first guy that he has gone against in a little bit here that I think is a really interesting matchup because Shay is historically from the division. Mikey's won a world title at roosterweight.
Yeah.
Shay has historically been mostly a roosterweight. I think he'll occasionally pop up to light featherweight, which is, again, primarily the divisions that Mikey competed in. Shay is world champion, no-gi world champion. And the thing I like about Shay's game is that it is very well put together. He doesn't have a lot of the roosterweight tendencies that tend to bother people a lot in the only pull guard, only double sweep, only back and forth. Like, he is actually a roosterweight that tends to have a lot of submissions, especially recently.
He's an active roosterweight.
Yeah, we pulled his record, again, on the pre-show here and went, his 2025 and 26 record, we went, dude has a lot of subs and has a variety of subs, a lot of triangles ankle locks, foot locks, heel hooks. And we went, oh yeah. And we've watched his run through, I remember his run through purple belt, brown belt into black belt.
Yeah.
He has been a guy, he's got a distinct look.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Which honestly, thinking about it, we talked about it when he first came on the scene and it was like, ooh, that's a look. It's an interesting look, but he is recognizable. And then became the best in the world. And it was like, okay, you can find Shay anywhere he is.
Yeah, yeah.
You were saying, so I cut you off.
No, he has he kind of looks like a skunk.
Blonde hair and the undyed mustache.
Yeah, the interesting 1970s mustache.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So he's easy to find, which I think it's one of the things that athletes don't do nearly as much as brand themselves.
If you put the lead singer of Red Hot Chili Peppers beside him, they look
very similar.
They're very similar.
It is very Anthony Kiedis, very similar.
And there's a UFC fighter out there that looks like him too.
Yeah, I'm blanking on the name.
Yeah, me too. It wasn't Uncle Creepy. That was the first name that came to my head.
No, Ian McCall. So I like this matchup. Because, again, I'm gonna put my pick out right there. I think Mikey takes this. But it's an interesting matchup because I think that Shay, in a lot of areas that Mikey just typically straight up beats everyone, Shay can contend. We haven't seen him at someone there's not many guys at Mikey's level.
Yeah.
We've seen him up against upper echelon. He's won world titles before. Recently, he is the current world champion for IBJJF. I think Mikey's going to do what Mikey always does. Mikey's going to either look for the legs or look for the back. But the interesting thing that Shay brings to this game is Shay is a roosterweight that is, again, like most smaller guys, roosterweight and light feather, willing to play off his back, happy to play off his back. But he's also a guy that can kind of do both. He can play the top position and he can play the bottom position well. And what I like about his game, we just talked about it, is that he's looking for subs.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of what Mikey does in the same way of like, yeah, I'm going to positionally dominate you, but then I'm also at every stopping point going to be looking to put you away. And I think one of the problems that a lot of guys that have been fighting Mikey in one championship in the UFC BJJ is they are looking to have that standard rooster weight or light featherweight game of like, I'm going to try to beat you on points.
Yeah.
And in one,
I'm going to try to
UFC,
do the sweep stand up.
Yes, or I'm gonna try to game it to you to win it this way, and I think there's two ways to beat Mikey in this rule set. Is you've got to stall him out completely and just be more active.
Yeah.
But generally, Mikey's good enough that he's gonna be the more active guy, or you just have to get into like a gun for gun fight and not get killed by Mikey Musumeci, which I don't know if anyone can do. The interesting thing that Shay brings to this is, I think when Mikey goes into legs, Shay will have good answers in a way that a lot of Mikey's other opponents have not had the opportunity to do. Like they'll get caught out and Mikey will get them.
Yeah.
And Shay, I think, has a shot. I don't know how much of a shot, and we'll see that when he ends up in the match, of actually being able to like contend and counter and be able to work some positional offense and some actual sub offense to counter Mikey in a way that we just haven't seen somebody at the level be able to do for Mikey in a couple of years now.
Yeah, and we know that Mikey has tendency to, once he goes after something, he sometimes can get stuck doing that one thing.
Yeah, he gets tunnel visioned really hard in some matches.
Yeah, and if Shay can create enough like chaos that maybe he can, find something or find a way. But
to sort of hone Mikey into an area that Mikey wants to do.
I think if anything, this is going to be like a decision match, or not. I guess it goes to decision if there's no sub, right? And it's not like they.
I think it does. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's more of a situation. What's going to happen? Mm-hmm. Because I think either that or somebody gets their shit broken off.
We were talking about the pre-show.
Because like both of them, I think would have to get their shit broken off to actually have.
This is really a fun matchup for me because Shay's one of the only guys that I think at the weight that could actually be able to catch Mikey. But we were talking about like, okay, what does it take to submit Mikey?
Yeah, you have to get like a Lin lock or some kind of
really
twisty,
you're gonna have to break his leg.
Like nasty twisty footlock. Not like your normal twisty footlock, but like something that like when you put it on, you either tap or your foot comes off.
Or you're snapping stuff.
Yeah.
So, and again, Shay has the skills to do it, but I don't know if he's going to have the control on Mikey to be able to. The guys that we've seen beat Mikey have been bigger, and the guys that really try to play gun for gun with him have lost.
How often have we seen smaller people go against Mikey?
Not a lot.
Just because that's just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I think Shay is going to be. He's going to be taller in stats. I think he's going to be taller, but I think he's going to be smaller than Mikey, or like right on size parity.
I know nothing about height because I get it wrong every single time.
Yeah, I said that and then immediately went, I don't know if that's correct actually, because Mikey's tall. Mikey's 5'7" for bantamweight. He's tall for jiu-jitsu, and for roosterweight he's tall for jiu-jitsu. Most of those guys sit around 5'4" to 5'4" on the higher side for roosterweight. I don't know. I am super jazzed about this because this is a real, not a step up. This is a step up for Shay, who's already the world champion IBJJF, and it is like a step in the right direction for people that are talking about shit about Mikey's level of opponent, because Shay's that guy right now. Yeah. This is one of the better matches I think they could have made for Mikey at the weight class as a title offense for bantamweight, and I'm just super, super excited to see this. I'm going to go Mikey here. I think that Mikey takes this. I think he has a good style for any of these pro fight organizations, especially like the UFC. I think that he pushes a good enough pace. He stays active enough on the submissions. And even if there's positional, like Shay pulls him over or passes, or like anything happens, I think that Mikey is active enough on stuff that he will be the one that's able to take the decision out of there. That being said, all the things I like about Mikey and why I'm picking Mikey here, Shay can do as well, and he's a little younger, and he's hungry for it. So it's like that's why I like this, is because I think the skills are similar.
That's him without a mustache.
Old picture of Shay
from AJP without a mustache and without the hair, and it's very alarming.
With no mullet, anything.
Yeah.
The things I like about Mikey, I also like about Shay. So it'll be a really good benchmarking match to see really where Shay is coming from, kind of the amateur side of IBJJF into the pro side again. He's won things at Grapple Fest. He's won other pro events before, but coming into the big one, UFC, ADCC.
He's not super really short because he's the same size as that guy.
Dara.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's not.
He's tall for. I remember him being tall for a rooster weight.
Yeah, he's lanky.
Shay.
Got a little lankiness to him.
Any other kind of talking points or any other kind of technical points?
No, it's gonna be it's gonna be.
I think Mikey will be entering from the top here. For some reason, I feel like Shay will play guard, but I think Shay, at points of this match, will be willing to be the top player.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a lot of both guys in the legs, but I think Mikey will get better bites. I'm curious if Shay is going to be able to throw or threaten a triangle at any point in this match.
And the thing is, and if he can also utilize the bowl, as they refer to it, just because I haven't really seen Mikey use it.
I mean, literally, he beat Gabriel in the bowl. That's how he beat him. Remember Gabriel rolled on the heel hook and he couldn't.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but it wasn't like he was up against it using it.
Yeah, he used it kind of as a happenstance. He got to use it as opposed to like a feature of like kind of how Packet uses it as like a tool. Yeah. Varela uses it as a tool for jumping off.
I don't know. It's an interesting. It's kind of like the new guard and the old guard in theory.
Even though both guys are pretty young.
Both guys are pretty young, but that shows how old we are.
Yeah. So it's fun. I'm excited. This is a super, super good main event matchup, and I'm jazzed for it. Anything else?
Nope.
Let's move on to the co-main event. This is odd matchmaking. I'm going to say it right out. We have Ronaldo Junior versus Tarik Hopstock.
And Ronaldo is the champion at 185.
Yep, he just beat William Tackett. In another kind of odd matchup where I was favoring Tackett going into this, and then Tackett looked good in the first round.
Ronaldo.
And then just imploded in the second 2 rounds.
Ronaldo knows how to keep a pace on you.
Yes.
And do enough to keep activity going, but not do enough to exhaust himself.
He's got good pace management.
Yeah.
That's sort of, I think, is the linchpin of how he beats Tarik.
And then threaten guillotines, threaten head attempts.
Chokes.
Yeah.
His wrestling has also looked pretty good.
And I think he kind of puts you into that world where if you do anything too stupid, he's going to crush you and you're going to be under him and then you have to deal with all that. Mm-hmm. I think Tarik, I always call him Tarik and it's Tarik. Tarik is willing to kind of throw shit in the wind and see what happens. If you ever watch him in his matches, like he does do a lot of like more not very traditional jiu-jitsu.
The Tarico Plata is named after the dude.
I love the Tarico Plata. Yeah. That's one of my favorite things ever. But he does some like non-traditional things. But the problem with it is some of it opens him up into places where I think
when he loses, he's getting outpointed significantly by the best guys in the world.
Yeah, because he's getting passed. He's getting and I don't know if Tarik has really the strength and weight. Because Ronaldo is kind of like a
he's a sleeper guy for how strong and big he is. We always I always forget
and maybe I'm
how
wrong
imposing
with that.
He is there.
Maybe that seems.
But it doesn't really play to Tarik's scene. Like Tarik isn't Ronaldo. Ronaldo plays a hard, pressure heavy forward, like imposing, straight in front of you kind of game.
It's an old school game.
Yeah, whereas Hopstock
old school game
doesn't. He's not a guy that I think is going to go collar tie for collar tie with you. Like there's a little more nuance.
No, he's going to let you
looking for.
He's going to let you take him down. To try to get somewhere
and work off of that, which I think is exciting, and I like watching him for that reason. But I think it's a really bad like stylistic matchup because I think he will be willing to take the bottom on Ronaldo.
And Ronaldo trains with what's his name?
Did train
at Atos. We don't really know where Ronaldo is training currently.
This is the kind of the biggest question for me one of the bigger questions of the weekend is like who's going to be in his corner? Is it going to be Atos guys? Is it going to be Andre? Or is he still training Atos? Has he left Atos? Like, we don't know.
It's not, when you go to his Instagram, it does not say he's a member of Atos. Like, normally everybody under their name has the gym they belong to.
Yeah.
It does not have a gym. I don't remember if it did a long time ago or not.
I think it did.
But it does not say that anymore. And that's what I feel like a lot of the guys, like, it's kind of been removed from different little locations. But
a lot of guys have straight up publicly left Atos.
Yeah.
Like Murasaki, we'll talk about him in a minute. He's publicly left Atos.
So that could be a problem. That could not be a problem. You know, maybe he was done with his camp 2 weeks ago.
Mine says Grappling Rewind. That's what mine says underneath it. Oh. I was like, what does mine say?
But I think mine has my gym. But yeah, it's 2 weeks ago. Was he done? When everything blew up, was he just like chilling? And he was like, "Oh, this sucks," you know? Or normally he's always coached by Andre.
Like, Andre's in his corner there, so it now throws a big wrench into his championship of like, now if your camp has significantly changed or not.
Or are they the type that they're like, fuck it, Andre's going to, and Andre's going to be there. And then how much drama is that going to create in the community just to have him there?
Yeah, or is Murasaki there? It's a weird situation. We talked about it a little bit last week. If you're not abreast of it, go online for more than 10 minutes and look up Atos right now, and you'll see what's going on.
Yeah.
It is interesting though, because now you have a champion, middleweight here, in Ronaldo, who suddenly is in a team. There's a lot of stuff going on with his team, and you wonder what the quality of his training has been for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and sometimes like
is it going to get in his head?
In my own personal life, like, I feel like my competitive jiu-jitsu got better when I got angry and was like gone. Like, when I left the school, I was like, and I like went harder. So maybe that changes. But that's
we don't know. But it does throw a big X factor into like, what does he look like? And again, I really think you get to this level, your game is not going to change in a couple of weeks. See, he could have not trained from the day everything happened. He could not train for the last month. And then
it's not going to change anything.
It's not going to change.
He might look better.
Anything. Yeah, he's not injured. Like, we don't know. So I think stylistically, this is a really, really tough match for Hopstock. I think Hopstock will try to be exciting here. And I think that will not work well against the top pressure game of Ronaldo. I think this will look a lot like the William Tackett match. It is just Ronaldo on top pressure, on front headlocks, on side control, into mount, looking for the head and arm choke, looking for the darce, looking for the guillotine repeatedly. I think that is how this match is going to go, at least in two different rounds. If he isn't able to put Hopstock away, I think this would be a very clean 27-30 decision.
I think generally speaking, when you look at the Atos gentlemen, the larger gentlemen that come out of Atos, they all have like, even their passing is a pressure heavy. Yeah. Like they put all their weight on you. Mm-hmm. I was recently going to teach headquarters, and I found like all this stuff that kind of Duarte put out on it. Yeah. And he was just talking about like, I'm just going to put all my weight on you. Mm-hmm. And like he does the whole throat post, which I thought was the greatest thing ever.
I've just started to use that
it's wonderful.
As 2 weeks ago. I was like,
fabulous. It's slightly illegal. You have to watch your rules.
You can't squeeze the hand. You can hold it open.
No, so in IBJJF, there's two different rules. There's one that says it's a minor penalty, and there's one that says it's a major penalty.
And I don't anymore?
What?
You can't do it.
You can't post on the throat. You're not supposed to post on the head or the throat. And like one rule says like it's a minor penalty, and one says
a minor foul,
and one calls it like a major. And I've done it forever, and they've never said anything to me about it. So I don't know. You can't squeeze. That's been the rule since the beginning. But like technically, you're not really supposed to be posting on
the neck,
or the head. Like you're really not supposed.
But I can squeeze it. I always thought the rule was eyebrows to jaw. I always thought it was here. It was jaw up. You couldn't. You're not.
I don't know. I looked into this one time before I did IBJJF because I like to post on people's necks and I like to post on their faces because I feel like women don't like that.
Nobody likes that, Miranda, by the way. Just FYI.
I know.
That's regardless.
And so I was trying to figure out like legitimately how much I could get away with, the two rules kind of, and I'm like, well, I'll wait for them to call me on something. Yeah.
So,
but anyway,
I think your pick's the same as mine. Do you think that?
No, I think if Tarik tries to play his normal game, or even like an open guard game, I mean, even Kay, you're going to have Ronaldo on top of you. He's going to hold you down. He's going to put all his weight into you, and it's going to suck. Yeah. And your legs are going to give out after a while because you just don't have.
You can't carry his weight.
You're going to have to carry his weight, and he's going to exhaust you.
Tackett made him carry his weight for all 3 rounds, and by the end, it was like looking to put him away. I think that kind of dynamic looks really similar here. So that's unfortunate. I like Tarik a lot. I just think it's a really stylistically bad matchup for him against Ronaldo Jr. Again, he can always throw a K guard into a heel hook. Yeah, it's a possibility. One thing I like about Hopstock's game here is like even though I think on the positional perspective he's not going to do well with the matchup, he is going to be throwing subs at every opportunity. And if Ronaldo takes his foot off the gas, he can get caught.
And Tarik will like trap you into things. Like he knows
he's good, man.
He's very good.
You're good enough to have a sub named after you. Yeah. You're a submission hunter, good fighter.
You know when Tynan hit.
Yeah,
that was
it made me sad.
That was funny.
So that's all I got. Yeah. They have a lot of.
Did they all ever go against each other? I don't think so. Right?
They have a lot of common opponents.
They're all middleweight.
Yep. A lot of which Ronaldo beat and Tarik lost to.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and a lot of it is their games. Ronaldo will play a boring game in order to win because he's going to control you. He's going to keep you in position. He's not going to give you a lot to work with. Where Tarik is going to throw shit at you, and sometimes it catches. And a lot of times it catches on people that don't know what he's throwing at them. But when it comes to certain people, you're going to try that, and they're just going to like throw you aside.
Yeah, they're going to pass. They're going to put points on you. So, interesting matchup on this card. We have Nicholas Margali versus Nicholas Magili.
Oh, this is a Nicholas versus Nicholas.
Yeah, and we have like Andy versus Andy.
Andy versus Andy.
This is some dumb matchmaking for like guys. Don't put multiple guys with the same name that are known by the same nickname.
Well, we can't do
against each other.
We have to.
So this
Nico versus Nicholas. How about that?
Right. Nicholas Margali, Nicholas Magli. So Margali has been off for 17 months. We looked it up since the shoulder injury.
Well, he posted about 5 million times since this match has been announced how he's been off for 17 months and did a year of no jiu-jitsu, but he's back. He's back. He's the reigning greatest champion of all time.
So if you can't tell, Miranda's salty about Margali and his run.
I'm not actually. I liked Margali. I liked the old Guy Margali that gave the finger and got DQ'd forever.
I love that.
I liked like that Margali, but when he started,
the Kingsway Margali got a little.
When he started hanging out with Gordon Ryan, he became an idiot.
Yeah,
like that. The Kingsway Margali, I do not like. I like the old school. Like I don't know what you're saying half the time. And you're
that Margali.
Yeah, and the evil Margali. I liked that one. And I hope that one is the one that comes back.
I'm curious. So the big thing, he's had 4 shoulder surgeries. So he tore his shoulder in the match with Pixley.
Yeah.
And then he got his shit torn off and then got Darce because he had one arm.
Yeah.
And 4 surgeries since then.
Yes.
Been off for 17 months. This was not originally announced for this card. The whole card got put out for UFC BJJ 5. And then about 6 days ago, at the time of recording this, it's like, February 9th, 2026? Like 4 or 6 days ago, it got announced. It really got announced about 4 days ago. And this card is in a couple of days. So it obviously was a match that was maybe in discussion, but not announced when the bulk of the card was announced.
Yeah.
So it is at least in somewhat a short notice matchup.
Yeah.
Because if they had had it and it would have been penned, they would have signed for it. It would have been on that main poster, and it was not. Nico just won Asian trials.
This is the weirdest comment I've ever read in my entire life. I'm going to share it with the group.
Are you going to get off topic?
No, it's about Margali.
Okay.
Nicholas Margali says his anti-PED stance may have cost him early in his career as he prepares for his UFC BJJ return.
So Margali is toasty now. He on that sauce.
He's on all the sauce. He's like in my early days I didn't take any sauce, and I now feel like I will take all the sauce. That's what that statement means to me. I don't know.
But also, we do a sport where they don't test, man.
Yeah.
They test 4 times. They test a little bit more now in IBJJF, but
yeah.
In the pro events, they don't test.
Yeah.
So the big question here for me is Margali's been gone for a year.
That's hilarious.
If Margali looks like Margali of old,
Oh no! Now he's a saucy.
And now Margali's sauced up. That dude's a monster. Nicholas Majalik, his best wins is essentially the Asian Trials win.
Yeah.
He beat Bob Frias and he beat Anton Maneko.
Yeah.
Those are like his two biggest wins in Nogi.
And I mean, he beat everybody very decisively.
Yes.
And it was like the week before he had done, or the week after he did something else. Because remember, he did a super
He was on a good
fight.
run.
Yeah, he did a super fight like right after that and won that too.
Did he beat Saunders? Was it Saunders?
No, Saunders didn't do it, remember?
No, because Saunders got fourth. By the way, I learned that now because Saunders.
Yeah.
He got fourth at ADCC, so he doesn't have to do it because he'll get invited probably.
Ah.
I missed that he got fourth. That's why. So this is interesting because this is absolutely the toughest match that Majalik will have went against recently. I mean, really, almost ever. But Margali's been gone for a year and a half and not done jiu-jitsu for a year. You kind of got to wonder, especially Margali was primarily a gi guy. Yeah. Margali doesn't have that many no-gi matches. Like, he's probably got less than 10. Doesn't have that many no-gi matches. Nicholas is primarily, he does gi sometimes, but primarily a no-gi guy. Leg locker.
He just did the European Open.
Margali?
No.
Nicholas?
No.
Yeah.
Magalik.
Yeah. He has a loss to Paolo Jaworski by leg lock. Like, his record is spotty at the world level.
Yeah.
And Margali's is really not, but he's been super inactive. So that's essentially what this comes down to is, like, if Margali looks like the Margali of old, this is a comeback matchup that he's being given where it's like, yep, Nicholas Majalik is good, and he's going to give you problems if you're not on.
Yeah.
Because, again, any guy that can win trials is good. But if we get the Margali of old that we had, even at ADCC before the injury, like, this is going to be a really tough matchup for Majalik. Margali should be able to rear naked choke Nicholas Majalik.
Yeah.
If he looks anything like he did in the 2024, 2023 season. Like anything like he used to look.
Majalik is another Atos. We don't know what's going on personally.
Yeah, that's another huge X
And I wonder
factor.
if they just all come together and coach each other.
They might. That wouldn't surprise me in that.
That would be a
moment.
smarter idea because you all know each other. You all know each other's games.
The question is, like, what do the rash guards look like? Do they do what Adele did and cut it off? They have new rash guards. Do sponsors?
No, they have to wear the UFC rash guard.
Oh, they do. Okay, I forgot about that. Yeah, so that fixes that problem. It's curious here. Again, I'm happy to see Margali back. It's been shitty to not have him around for a year.
Andre does the Portuguese commentary.
I would be very curious if he will be on commentary.
I heard the commentary for the Portuguese commentary for UFC BJJ is so much better than the American commentary.
Yeah, because it's Canuto and Andre.
Yeah,
yeah, man, it's gonna be good commentary. These guys are having a good time. So
I might watch that this time. I don't know if I can.
You speak more Portuguese now.
I've
seen your Duolingo stats. You're killing. My Japanese does not have anything on. I can't handle how much Portuguese you do. And
it gives me something to do.
I clicked a button this week. I'm pissed. And you can only have 5 French streaks going on at a time. And it gave me like an option. I was like, oh, this friend. And I clicked and it deleted our French streak.
Oh, man.
I'm pissed.
I'll start a new one.
I didn't know. And I'm fucking pissed.
We'll start a new one.
That it deleted the Duolingo.
I also, like,
I hate Duolingo.
I was sick and
I
was sick for 2 days. And so it almost tried to kill my 190-day streak. And then I had to do a bunch of shit to get it back. I was very mad.
God, I hate doing Duolingo every night. I'm on like 180 days. I hate it every night, but I'm learning Japanese in spite of it. So that's that matchup, Miranda. Anything else on Nicholas Margali versus Majalik?
Nope.
You think by sub?
I think Margali by sub.
Rear naked choke?
Yes.
That's what I think. Okay. Let's move on.
Unless Margali has not returned. Like,
and
he is
just,
not.
Looks terrible.
But I think...
I don't think he would take the matchup.
I don't think he's not the type that's going to take a match.
And also, Kingsway is not the type that'll let him take the matchup when he looks terrible, especially back in Nogi.
I haven't really seen him with anybody else. Do you ever notice that? I never see him in pictures training with other people. Though he teaches the 6 a.m. class there, or 5 a.m. class there, which, mental note, I'll be there in 2 weeks in Austin, so I need to take a pack of gi.
Yeah.
So I can take his class. Okay.
All right. Moving on.
My own mental note in the middle of the...
another Andy versus Andy, the battle of the Andes. Andy Murasaki versus Andy Varela. this is, again, Murasaki historically coached by Andre Galvao. Andre Galvao will most likely not be in the corner of this matchup. I think Murasaki, the day everything kind of broke, he basically was at Kingsway already. Because there was some rumors stuff going on. He was at Kingsway either before or immediately
He might have went
after.
early. He might have. Well, no, because the match is in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. In the Apex. So Murasaki, this is the things that Andy Varela does really well. It's a collection of like really nice forward heavy pressure, good fundamental wrestling in front of you, a very nice like arm whip, 2 variations of a duck under, an amazing rear naked choke, good at jumping the back, decent leg locks, and good front chokes. Like that's what he does. Generally speaking, if Andy Varela, he's a very known quantity now. If he can push you out of your game, like Varela does best against guys that are just not on the level, where he can just torpedo and blast them. They can't deal with his pressure and his aggressiveness.
Or I think younger competitors where he can't
deal with the shit
where
talking.
He can bully you.
Yes.
And if he can get in your head and bully you, then you're definitely gonna have a problem.
He can just maul guys.
Yeah.
Now, when that doesn't work, when you have a guy like Tackett, or you have I'm trying to think of another match, we've seen it a couple of times when Varela runs into a guy that the A game isn't working, and he can't get in the guy's head. He can't throw them off. He really is limited in the tool set that he can use to win those matches, and he can be pushed out of matches versus elite level guys. You brought up earlier on the pre-show, you're like, yeah, man, Andy Murasaki is probably not going to be put off by a guy putting up heavy pressure, heavy contact. It's like he's been in the Atos room for most of his entire
and he's
life.
not. He's a welterweight, middleweight kind of size man.
All the matches with Mika Galvao, all the matches with
Mika,
right? Mika, Tynan and Mika both beat him, right?
Yeah. I was thinking about Mika. Fell out of my head for a second.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but I just remember like. He's gonna win all your matches unless he goes against Tynan.
But
that's the only person that normally beats him, Tynan. And I think he doesn't have as much no-gi experience in general, like competitively. Let's say it that way, because I don't know in the room how much he does no-gi, but like competitively, Murasaki does a lot more gi than no-gi. But at the same time, he has good basics. He has good movement. I don't think the chaos of Varela is really going to, put him off.
No.
And I think Varela has some things that he's really good at, but you just have to know how to counter those moves or know those moves are coming.
Right. And I think that's one of the things that, with the Atos tutelage and, how Murasaki has been brought up under Andre with, the game planning, it is Atos versus Varela, I think, is unfortunately a really... tough thing. Again, Andy does have a win over Daniel Sattler. They both have wins over Sattler.
Yeah, but Sattler also came from Atos.
Yeah, but I'm saying I was going to make a point that Andy versus a guy from Atos is going to be game planned against, but he does have wins over guys.
But
from
I also
Atos.
feel like Daniel Sattler also shit talks a lot.
Yeah,
and so that is different because I think Andy was able to get in his head, so they were both kind of in that headspace. And some people in that aggravated headspace do really well, and some people don't. And I feel like when we've seen Daniel Sattler angry about shit, or in a grudge match, which is almost every match we've seen of him recently, it's almost like he overdoes things because he gets a little too carried away. And then we see good things out of him. Yeah, it's just him and Murasaki are two different animals.
Yeah, I want to go Murasaki here because I just think that Murasaki will be able to deal with the pressure that Varela wants to put in front of him.
Yeah.
And
the only way that I could see an Andy win would be
Andy Varela?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
The only way I could see a Varela win would be if Varela could just get on top of Murasaki and just not let him do anything, and he just gets a decision for just top control.
Well, because he had that weird match last time. Remember that?
Yeah.
Varela he won commandingly, but it was he just didn't do anything. Who did he fight? Who was his last matchup?
Well, it says Daniel Sadler.
Was that the last one?
No, but that was rear naked choke. But there was another one.
He lost it by tactic rear naked choke. But
yeah, but he also won with Sadler.
Yeah, he just had a weird match. I'm blanking on his last matchup.
He does like every single tournament, no demand. So
I thought it was UFC BJJ. I thought UFC BJJ 4. We saw Varela. He had a matchup, and he just like.
I'm pulling it.
I was really concerned because he beat him commandingly, but he just didn't do anything. It was like unwilling to pull the trigger. And I was just very confused about where he was, his headspace.
So he won. The last match he has was Nathan Haddad.
That's the match. It was the Haddad match.
And that was
where Haddad had like one leg.
Rear naked choke. He won against Davis Asar Anaconda.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Kyle Chambers. That was last year.
Yeah. It's an interesting matchup. I do favor Murasaki here just because I think that he will game plan for what Varela brings to the table. Varela will be unable to get in his head, and Murasaki will just be present in front of him.
And Andy's been training, or at least he for a bit has been at Kingsway.
Murasaki.
Yeah. Sorry, I just realized I can't say Andy. He has been training with them. Sort of. I don't know.
With Gordon is what it looks like.
Yeah, I don't know how much time or.
It would be interesting to see if Gordon is here cornering because I think Kingsway does have some folks on the card.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see if potentially. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Ronaldo's on the corner, but also Ronaldo has his own match to take care of.
Yeah.
Almost directly after this.
Yeah.
So if Margali's there, and it wouldn't surprise me if Gordon was there, and if Murasaki's been at Kingsway, it wouldn't surprise me if Gordon was there. It was like it wouldn't honestly surprise me a ton if Gordon weren't in the corner of Andy Murasaki here. And Gordon, for everything Gordon is, he is a very, very good mat side coach.
Yeah.
Like one of the best ones in the sport, which given his pedigree doesn't really surprise anyone. But it'll be an interesting wrinkle to see like how Murasaki looks with the big shift recently of his team, kind of the dissolving of his team and association in a week's time. So again, it's another big X factor with that in mind. But I just think that he will be able to game plan for what Varela is bringing.
On paper, Murasaki should take it.
Yeah. But again, Varela's a live dog, and if he gets on your neck, like Varela has an insane squeeze from the back, he has one of the best rear naked chokes in the sport, just from a drive perspective in his hips and like how he finishes guys. But occasionally can have like a misstep match like versus a guy like Tackett.
Yeah.
So let's move into the undercard. Unless you have anything else more on the main card.
Nope. And I believe everything is live on YouTube.
Is it? Yeah, YouTube. They've been doing it on YouTube recently.
It's been live on YouTube and Fight Pass.
Yeah.
So if you don't have Fight Pass, just
both interfaces are good, honestly. Which has been I've kind of popped between both of them, and they both like UFC has one of the better. YouTube has the best interface of any broadcast platform that exists. And then Fight Pass, I think, is right there up next to it because it's like the buffering, the way they preload the pages, like it just works. It's a pain in the ass to navigate, but now they have a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tab in Fight Pass, which makes things a lot easier. I wish that the app would work half as well as the Fight Pass app.
You also have to think their app is a lot larger too, because my kid steals it to watch hockey.
Flow?
Yeah. Flow hockey.
There's
like a million flows.
40 sports on Flow. But
that's one of the problems is you have so many sports that
dude, get it together, man. It's like we've been having this conversation for 10 plus years now about how shitty it is to navigate stuff on Flow, and then I use YouTube and I'm like, oh, this works great. So moving on, let's go into the undercard here. We have Landon Elmore versus Harrison Gabriel. Harrison Gabriel fought Mikey Musumeci for the title.
Yep.
He was on that season of the Next Ultimate Grappler or whatever they called it there. Tough. Landon Elmore is the guy that's kid that's brash and has been leg locking everyone. He's the guy that ran through EBI 25 and leg locked everyone in the finals. Leg locked Keith Ricori, and we went, holy shit, he is really good.
And he's been doing a couple other things too recently. I think he did PFL. He did.
He was on UFC BJJ 4. Submitted Nate Hernandez with a footlock. Like. He is really good, and he is a finisher. I am really curious if he runs into super, super heavy opposition, how he deals with that, because for the most part, in most of the matches that I've seen, he grabs guys, he submits them, or he just front runs them the entire time.
Yeah.
He's out of Kingsway. So, again, I assume that Gordon is going to be there cornering Landon.
My thought is Harrison, from what I've seen, he is a very good black belt, but he's a very good gi black belt.
Yeah.
Out of Brazil. And generally, if you're a gi black belt out of Brazil, your footlock game is not amazing.
Yes, that's a very nice way to put that. That's the easy money here on this matchup is Landon Elmore by round 1 footlock.
Because we saw that he definitely has the ability to get out of footlocks, because we saw that against Mikey.
But the roll, once he hit the wall that one time, there wasn't a good option.
And the problem is Landon doesn't do your traditional leg locks. He's a little more creative, let's say, with your footlocks.
Yeah.
So it could be a bad day for Harrison's feet.
Yeah,
legs and knees.
Landon almost a purple belt. He's young. He's 19. His run at EBI really impressed me. The guys that he took out, and then watching him take out Keith like that in the finals was just incredibly impressive. And Harrison to me has suspect leg lock. And again, you get leg lock by Mikey at UFC BJJ 1. That doesn't really say much because Mikey leg locks like most guys. It doesn't, for me, that's not necessarily the best benchmark, but it was the way that Harrison was defending a lot of the leg locks. It was good. It was good basics. It was getting out. But as soon as he got really, really deep, he just didn't have an answer to get out.
Does this mean if Mikey wins against Shay that we get Landon versus Mikey?
I doubt they're going to go Landon from undercard to main to title fight. I would guess I hope, honestly, they would give him one more matchup.
Yeah.
On the main card, again, get his name out there a little more, give him another good black belt. Hopefully someone with good it's gonna test him in different ways before you give him to Mikey, because I think that it'd be interesting for its own reasons. But I think Landon's also gonna be bigger than Mikey. I don't know if this is at bantamweight or at featherweight.
It says featherweight.
I don't know if Landon can make bantamweight. Yeah. Landon's not a
True, I didn't think about
guy.
That. Yeah.
That was my thing, because Mikey's historically been a 35. He can go up or down. He's gone to featherweight before, but he's undersized to featherweight. I would like to see, if he's gonna fight that, to see if he'd make the weight, or potentially they do an inaugural title fight between him and Mikey for 45 and do 2 belts.
Yeah.
But regardless, I like Harrison. I just think that Landon Elmore is a different beast when it comes to the feet, and most likely going to put him away in the first round if he gets on Harrison's foot, which he likely will, just given that EBI run.
Yeah.
So, next one, we have women's featherweight matchup between Taylor Hishaw and Rebecca Lima. This is a fun one. I'm hopefully going to get the interview I did with Hishaw out today. And hopefully deal with the audio. That one has particularly bad audio that I've been able, for all the other interviews for trials I got out, been able to fix completely almost. But the Hishaw one was inside the big building.
Yeah. And
so it's way more echoey, and there's just some other problems with it. But hopefully I've got most of it fixed. I can get it out. Versus Rebecca Lima. Bruno Bastos, black belt. Newer black belt. 2025 Nogi world medalist. Silver medalist.
Yeah, she lost to Liz Clay.
Which everyone loses to Liz Clay, so that's not, for me, that's not really that telling.
I mean, what's it called, lost to Liz Clay?
Fionn?
No, the...
Gabi Pisano?
Yeah.
Yeah, pick a list. Almost everyone at this point has lost to Liz Clay. Elizabeth Clay has submitted everyone since she was 15.
Rebecca Lima is with Bruno Bastos. He has a lot of very good and around that size women. It's not like he has only tiny women.
Rebecca Lima and Cassia Mora, around the same size, and Cassia Mora is Cassia Mora, fastest person ever to go from blue to black, and then got to black belt and went and kept winning, and we went, holy shit, she's really this good.
Yeah. So that'll be an interesting match, because we see Taylor kind of be able to wrestle heavy and kind of control.
Good top pressure, good passing. Just kind of just a tank, like a little tank on top. Aggressive and really looks for topside arm bars, topside Kimuras and stuff. I'm less familiar with Rebecca Lima's game. So I'm super excited to see her in like a pro matchup here.
And this is also
with
interesting because I've seen Hishaw go all the way down to like 125.
Yeah.
Because when she won the Fury Pro grappling, that it's noted.
Oh, that was 25,
when
wasn't
she
it?
won that was 125 because I was there.
Yeah.
And I remember watching it.
She doesn't look, when I interviewed her at trials, she doesn't look like tiny. I think she's like, she has size paired with me.
I think she cuts a lot.
She's young. She's like 19?
Yeah. So
or 18 or 19?
I think she has the ability to cut substantially if she needs to.
Yeah. So featherweight is probably going to be a good walking around weight for her. Yeah. So I'm curious about this. Hishaw's technically still a purple belt. Again, you're primarily doing pro jiu-jitsu stuff.
Yeah.
Belts don't matter that much. Rebecca Lima is a black belt.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Taylor didn't also try to go towards the MMA side of the world.
In the interview I did, she talks about that a little bit.
Does she?
I think in the interview, maybe after I talked to her about it. But I think she's doing more grappling.
Yeah.
She's on the grappling side.
Okay.
So, but again, she did MMA as a kid, she did teens MMA, and she was very good at it.
Yeah.
She won the worlds for the amateur for teens twice. So very, very good amateur MMA like the amateur side for teens MMA fighting. So I'm curious about this. I don't know enough about Rebecca Lima's game, so I'm really excited for this for that reason alone.
I'm gonna go Rebecca Lima.
Really, the upset pick.
Because she has gone up through the IBJJF system, so she's done enough nogi in both gi and nogi.
Yeah.
And she's gone against people, and she's beat a lot of top-level people. I mean, on the way up, yes, at brown belt, she might have beat them. But she has, like, when it comes to experience-wise, it might not look like experience-wise, but you have 20 matches versus...
the IBJJF feeder system.
Yeah. Taylor has had a lot of matches, but she's had a lot of super fight matches. Mm-hmm. And not saying there's anything, but... And
a lot, like, in the last couple of years that were purple and blue.
And her match is really, like, wrestle heavy on top.
Yep.
I'm gonna control you, and I'm gonna try to, go after a choke. But she doesn't really play a jiu-jitsu-y game.
Not
she
really.
plays like a wrestling,
good passing, pressure down passing game.
Not saying her jiu-jitsu is amazing. She'd beat my ass in 2 seconds. But I think if Rebecca can pull her into like the jiu-jitsu world of nogi, then it starts being a little bit different. And,
I like your take
and
here.
I don't know if Taylor's strong. I don't know how but she's also like Rebecca's a Bruno Bastos black belt. I can't imagine that room is somewhere where somebody like manhandles you. You probably get manhandled all the time,
right?
And you're used to aggressive women. You
have Kasia Mora. That's probably one of your main training partners.
Yeah,
you're probably comfortable with it.
That's what I mean. I don't know if she can really play that. And if she does play that game, that's how she has to win. If Taylor's going to win, she has to control her.
Yeah.
And pin her down.
Can you do that to Rebecca Lima?
It'll
be fun. I am curious about this one. Next one, we have anything else on that?
Nope.
We have Mona Bailey versus Carlo Bruncaio. Haven't seen Mona Bailey in a while on a big pro fight.
Yeah.
It'll be awesome to see her now as an adult black belt. I remember we covered her as a kid for years. Back in the day, she used to do a ton of super fights out of Houston and
she used to do a lot of super fights everywhere.
Yeah, she was everywhere. Yeah. Now she's a black belt as of like 2024, like 2 years ago. I am really curious how she looks. We've not covered her a ton. I've seen her a little competing here and there, but it'd be cool to see her back on the pro scene versus Carol.
Yeah. Carol went against Mona in gi pans last year and beat Mona on points.
Okay. So in the pro side, kind of curious how it goes.
Yeah, they're both top game people. So it's going to be interesting to see who. I guess it's going to be who can get the takedown. Maybe.
I don't know. Again, I haven't seen Mona's game since she was a kid.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
I don't know much more than that. I just I ran through their schedules, their records real quick, and then I haven't seen a lot of Mona in a long time.
It'll be cool. I got happy that she's still competing as a black belt.
Yeah.
Last one, we have the card opener. Awesome matchup. Jalen Fonacier versus Carlos Oliveira.
Poor Carlos Oliveira.
Dude.
Jalen moves so fast.
Jalen is Jalen's a guy that Core is super hot on. And
oh, is he?
Yeah, dude. And I like Jalen Financier. This is Jalen is IBJJF world champion at black belt. He's named the Future is his nickname. Yeah. And Carlos Oliveira is an MMA fighter with a record of 11-5.
Yeah.
Good, very, very good professional MMA record, but it's the oldest matchup of like young prodigy jiu-jitsu guy goes against older MMA vet. Yeah. And you're like, generally speaking, the guy in the sport that we're doing that is the younger prodigy guy will take that matchup alone. That's sort of my only analysis on this. I think that I like Jalen's game a lot because he is wicked fast and he just comes out aggressive. And in this format, I think that's the biggest factor here. So,
yeah.
Anything else, Miranda?
I'm looking at the correct one, right? He's 44.
I don't
Carlos.
know. Carlos Oliveira is a super common MMA name.
I know. That's why
unfortunately
I keep on.
I don't know which Carlos Oliveira it is. That's my only concern. I don't know which one.
Okay, then hold for a second.
The holding music. Yeah.
Hold.
Well, I haven't seen it linked anywhere, which is the problem. Like that's my big problem is I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly which Carlos Oliveira it is. Like, I assume it's not Charles Oliveira. Like, because I assume you're not going to put Charles Oliveira as the opener matchup against Jalen. He's also not a roosterweight. He would be, at this point, a 55er. If Oliveira wants to make the cut, he'd probably be at 170. So it's like, I don't think that's reasonable that it's Charles Oliveira, du Bronx.
Yeah.
So I just don't know which Oliveira they're talking about for jiu-jitsu. You know, I could not tell you.
Oh, you know who it is?
Who is it?
Babito.
Oh, it's Babito?
Yeah, it's Carlos Babito.
Babito Oliveira. Oh, no shit. Okay. Well, let's
back ourselves up a little bit. Babito has been around forever.
Why'd they call him Charles Oliveira, not Babito?
Because it's UFC and they don't know that he's called Babito.
Oh, that makes way more sense.
Yeah, this makes more sense because they're the same size.
Yeah.
I was getting confused because I know a lot of Carlos Oliveras, and I was like, I don't think it's the Carlos I know Oliveira.
That's what I was going like. Okay. This is awesome. Babito is fought and won. Oh, this is
and they have gone against each other probably multiple times by now.
Yeah,
because they're both little roosterweight men.
I mean, Jalen beat him in the Worlds of 2025.
Yeah,
like this would be a rematch. Oh, this is awesome. There's no way in hell this should have been on the opener for this one.
Yeah,
this is gonna be awesome. This is a rematch of the Worlds at 2025. So Babito's looking to get this one back.
Yeah.
And Jalen's looking to kind of cement what he did before. This is great. This is a good matchmaking. I'm jazzed about this one.
Yeah.
Babito fought in one championship. Like, yeah, this would be an exciting matchup.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one makes a lot more sense from where we were before. But Babito had a little bit of time, took a little time off, had a kid.
Well, Babito was the guy that Mikey was supposed to face after Cade pulled out with the injury, and then Mikey got cut. That was Babito. So possibly the winner of this will go up against Mikey Musumeci as well, or the winner of Landon Elmore and Harrison versus the winner of this matchup will have a matchup, and then that person will go against Mikey.
Yeah.
So again, I would love to see some more division building at the UFC, but generally they don't do as much of that anymore. So
yeah, because it looks like Babito went against Shay. Shay won at Nogi Worlds, and then So there's all kinds of history with all there's a lot of like smaller men in this
thank God,
promotion.
Man. My people.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm almost 160 now. So.
Yeah.
They used to be my people. Now I've fattened up out of those divisions. But
that makes a little bit more sense. I was like, I don't know which Charles Oliveira.
Well, I was thinking, So I love finding names.
Do you know what's really hilarious? Padeta, like I guess translates, or at least the AI of Duolingo translates it to pear tree. So whenever I see pear tree, I'm like, oh, that's because they I guess translate the name per name as opposed to like using it as a surname.
Oh, really? Japanese does that too.
Every once in a while it does that. Like, I guess the word for mangoes is also the word for sleeve. So every once in a while, like, it'll ask for something and it'll say sleeve, and I'm like, oh, that's a mango. Like, I guess it's a very similar word, and the AI doesn't know the difference between, like, the use of it.
Oh, that's very funny.
Yeah, it's bizarre. But that one, it's pear tree. Always makes me giggle. But anyway, yeah.
So that does it for UFC BJJ 5 for the preview. We don't have much to go on for European trials. We'll code that as we get that. We can list through top names, but realistically,
there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's in Serbia.
It will be fun to watch, and I'm jazzed to recap it.
Yeah.
And you can find it on Flow. We're kind of starting to getting into the ADCC season where we're gonna have more and more names announced, and probably start doing some breakdowns for who's gonna go, because that's only 6 months away now at this point, essentially 7 months away at this point. So we're half a year out from the World Championships. So
yeah,
start prepping for that.
I know, getting ourselves. I should probably start learning Polish.
No, I'm gonna go in there and rip it and just hope with AI and Google Lens and translate.
I mean, my people allegedly come from Poland, so
we can try.
Yeah, we could try.
So, anything else you got fun going on?
No, I went to bare knuckle boxing. It was
fun.
It was an experience. There were tons of fights in the crowd, more fights in the crowd than you could ever imagine. It is a spectacle. If you get a chance to go. It's quite the spectacle. And that jiu-jitsu, and I got a cold that made me think I was gonna die. But I got a lot of Hogwarts Legacy played, so that's good things.
Fantastic.
Yep.
I'm just editing. Hopefully get the Hishaw interview out tonight, and then do some training. But that does it.
Yep.
As always on the show, I'm your host, Maine. Join my co-host,
Miranda.
And we have the Grappling Miranda, so that what it is. Stay safe. If you like the show, please consider sharing it on Facebook with the folks at your gym. It's the best way that we grow the show, and we really appreciate it. You can reach out to us on email.
We also have Instagram. We have Facebook. We have Twitter. We have Google+.
Until that shuts down.
We have a website.
If you have an event you would like to have us cover, please let us know. If you have a name, like most people do, and you'd like to have us stop butchering it,
let us know.
Reach out to us. The show is also available on YouTube, Spotify, in addition to iTunes and every other podcast service. We very much appreciate your time, and thank you.